It's Friday, so it must be time for another briefing, and this week we have 4 important things for you to consider, but we're still going to try to keep it short. First is election season is upon us. The primary has begun, and it's time to vote. So you can stop by any one-stop voting location in your county that you can find on the website that we've shown you before, and stop by and go ahead and get your voting done before March 15th. You don't have to wait until March 15th to vote. You do this time have to have a photo ID. This is the first time that we've had that requirement, so be sure to take your driver's license with you when you go to vote. Second, we had the launch of the new HIE this week. On March 1st, the transition officially occurred from the legacy program over to the new HIE Authority. Many of the legacy partners with the HIE were able to get their partner agreements signed, their participation agreements signed and in on time, and that transition has been occurring this week. But the next focus is for all of you that are not legacy members to begin consideration of signing that participation agreement and getting connected to the HIE and figuring out the process for doing that. Remember that it is a requirement by 2018 for you to be hooked up to the HIE in order to be a Medicaid provider in the state of North Carolina. That deadline is not right now. It is off in the future, but it's good to go ahead and start planning, preparing for that, and contacting the HIE to work out any connection issues that you might have. Third, we had the launch of the new waiver process this week for Medicaid reform, where the new Department of Health Benefits, along with the Department of Health and Human Services and DMA, all jointly presented to the Joint Legislative Oversight Committee on Medicaid Services this week their first draft of the application for waiver. And that's going to be the process by which the federal government approves us moving to this new reformed model that we've been talking about. NCMS is spending a lot of time on this application process. It is still a first draft. We are encouraged by the things that are in it, but there's a lot of detail that we're still looking for and advocating for on your behalf that we'll be talking to the department about and seeing how those details are going to shake out in weeks to come as the drafts become a final draft to go to CMS. We published that in a special bulletin this week, so you have that application to look at and examine if you'd like, and the slides that explain what that draft is saying. And there will also be times that you can come out and talk to members of the Department of Health and Human Services, Health Benefits, and Medical Assistance over the next few weeks as they have a listening tour. And we'll be getting those dates and places out to you, but they will be coming across the state in 12 different locations to give you an opportunity to have a personal conversation with members of the executive branch staff about that. The last thing I'd like to bring up to you today is another Joint Legislative Oversight Committee meeting that's coming up next week. It's the Joint Legislative Oversight Committee on Health and Human Services, where they're going to be again discussing the independent practice of advanced practice registered nurses. And the Medical Society has been invited to speak next Tuesday at that meeting, so we'll be talking on your behalf. Our president, Dr. Dosha Hickey, will be coming into town to be a part of that presentation, so we look forward to sharing that information with you next week and bringing you a highlight of that. If you'd like to listen in live online to that next week, you can do so by going to the General Assembly's website and clicking on the Appropriations Committee or Room 643, and you'll be able to listen to that testimony as it occurs next Tuesday morning. So I hope you have a great week. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again next week.